on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's having a great day. If you are watching this, please know that you are blessed. You are blessed because you were fortunate enough to fall asleep last night and wake up this morning to another beautiful day. So God bless you all. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know TD has a morning show that I haven't done in a little minute. You know, as soon as baby girl got here, that's been really, really hard to do because she keep you up all night. At least she keep me up all night. I try my best not to let my wife have to get up. Good morning, TD. I have court in the morning. Oh, okay, Gaston. I hope everything in court goes well for you. And I'm sure it will. All right. Very early stream today. Yeah, for sure. Because I only had to wake up once last night, like 4 a.m. I only had to wake up once, so this is rare. Usually it's 3-4 times, but you know I got a good little schedule with Harper, so she did me a favor last night and only said, "Hey, it's 4 a.m. Don't forget about me." So I feel a little bit better. I'll probably go to sleep in about 2-3 hours from now. I'll probably go to sleep anyway for about 2 hours on her schedule. But I feel all right this morning. So I said, let me go ahead and drop a stream because before I went to bed last night, sorry if I'm yawning, this morning symptoms. Before I went to bed last night, a lot of stuff came up in my Twitter feed, my messages and everything. So I figure, based off of the questions that were asked, let me just do a state of the Miami Dolphins and tell you everything you need to know about the team in a brief moment. And also, people saying, hey, TD, do you think Tua still has a chance to win the MVP? And I told that person, yeah, every quarterback has a chance to still win the MVP, but this is what they would need to do. And then I said, check it out in the morning on the stream. So I'll tell you what Tua needs to do if he want to win an MVP this year. We'll get to that and so much more. Y'all already know what time it is. This stream is brought to you by none other than Mojo Sports. Mojo Sports, the player stock market. Make sure that you take advantage of it. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe today. But also go download. I'm asking all subscribers to go download Mojo Sports, even if you're not in Jersey, because it will be in a state near you soon. And even if you decide you don't want to invest, go download the app anyway using the link in the description section. Let them know that TD Fans Talk sent you by using that link. Download the app. Just go play around in it. Go look at the players, the stock up, the stock down, all of that good stuff. All right. And as you can see, right now I have, let me pull this up for y'all. Right now I have my own Mojo up. See here, this is my own account, and as you know, I'm not in Jersey, so I can't actually invest. So this is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all they got the rookies on here, which are really college players. And look at Bryce Young, $33.77. The only reason I don't like that is because when you look at Tua Tagovailoa, he's $34, only 40 cents more than Bryce Young, a college player. So this is why we got to get Tua up, man. Tua got to go and ball out pretty much. We're going to need Tua to do what he needs to do and actually ball out. And get that stock up because, I want to invest in Tua when it comes to Florida. But, hey, he going to have to get that stock up and show me that it's gonna actually be up, So, ladies and gentlemen, again, go download Mojo Sports. Follow the link in the description. That way they know TD sent you. And we'll be good to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in Jersey, take advantage. You can invest now. I'm telling you, you better go get some of that Skylar stock. I'm just keeping it 100. Just keeping it 100. I would go get some of that Skylar stock. Even if he don't start or do anything, I don't see it dropping more than what it is now. So I would take advantage because there's a huge upside opportunity that you could take advantage of. So that's where I'm at with it. Again, make sure you hit the like button this morning. Man, how are y'all feeling? Well, I already got a donation. That's what's up. Let me see what this is about. Shake Money, the homie, up early this morning. That's what's up. He said, I'm happy that you represent Dolphins on the AFC East. Dolphins working on a cure for zappy fever. Man, if you were on the AFC East roundtable last night, let me know. Say yes or no in the comment section. If you showed up last night, say yes or no. Hot that like button. Good, TD. How you feeling after last night's roundtable? I'm good, y'all. I'm great. I feel real good. It's always a good feeling when you coming off of a victory and you could talk your talk. It ain't feel good the last 3 weeks, but it feel good now, all right? Told people ain't no zappy fever, just memes. Yeah, well, let me be honest. Y'all, we don't know if there's zappy fever or not. We have no clue. Let me ask y'all a question. If there's no zappy fever, then there must be ain't no Tua either, right? Because what did Zappy do when he got in the game? Zappy got in the game, led his team to 2 touchdowns, absolutely balled out in those 2 drives. It wasn't great ball placement, but in my opinion, at least. But he did what he had to do to get his team points, and then he sucked from that point on. What's the difference between Zappy and Tua the other night. Actually, Zappy might have done better because at least Zappy got 2 touchdowns and Tua got 1. Tua came out and gave you 2 drives and then nothing for the rest of the night. So I'm just saying, you never know, man. People have bad games. Situations are bad. Matchups are bad. If we're going to say Zap, even though on the round table I said Zappy trash, but that's the round table. They're going to get that heat from me. But we don't know what he is, just like we don't know what Skylar was. Skylar was very poor versus the Jets, and then he came out in 1 quarter and lit it up. We don't know what a player will look like long term. A player can have a terrible season and then be an MVP candidate the next. That's what I always tell y'all. I don't believe in Tua's long term, but that don't mean he may not be great. We don't know. So you can't write players off just from 1 game or 1 quarter or whatever it may be. It's just irresponsible. Morning, TD. Been with you at 2-3 years. I don't know. You're my number 1 go-to for Miami news. That's what's up, Lance. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good, especially in this current climate, man. Where a lot of people, they hate on you. They try to attack you. Shout out to Colin. I see you in here. Colin LaRoche in the building. What's up, man? But yeah, Lance, I appreciate that, man. And thanks for rocking with me, man. I know I can be a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but everybody who, take, me with a grain of salt, good or bad, I appreciate y'all, man. 2 have been working on the R in RPO. Expect him. He coming harder than Vic in 2006. Jimmy, I don't even know what to say, G. I don't even know what to say, G. Yeah, 2 ain't working on no run. You saw them runs he had the other night. Just a waste of runs. They ain't even get the first down in either situation. Ain't gonna lower his shoulder. Man, let me tell y'all something. 2 ain't, oh my God, 2 ain't gonna make it in this league. Tua told you in his press conference yesterday he ain't making it in this league. Why do I say that? Because the coaches done told us, man, we don't want to see that anymore. Don't do that anymore. What did Tua say? It's football, I just can't. He ain't gonna let it go. He gonna keep putting himself in harm's risk, and he gonna do it to the detriment of his own safety, and he gonna be up out this league sooner than later. Sooner than later. This ain't me trying to hate on Tua. Tua basically told you in his press conference he don't care. It is what it is, man. At the end of the day, it's football. Okay. You keep thinking that you one of these big body, durable guys. All right. Okay. He told y'all that. Y'all heard him. Let him keep lowering that shoulder. And then whenever he stumble on his way up, he's going to be back in the protocol. Next time it's going to be for 5 weeks. Anyway, man, much love from Israel. Israel in the house. That's what's up, man. Salute to you. Man, especially Tua, be so many things have gone against him. Yeah, so many things have gone against him, and he ain't helping himself. Tua don't help his cause. This man literally sat on the podium and said the coaches say they don't want to see that anymore, and then kept hesitating and stuttering it's football. Like, man, you're like, shut up. You ain't got nothing to prove. Like, gosh, man, at the end of the day, you fragile, bro. It ain't no amount of times you put your head down and take on the hit gonna change the fact that people know that you're fragile. You can't change that narrative at this point. Only way you can change that narrative at this point, go play 30 games without getting hurt. Go 2.5 seasons without getting hurt. To the point to where you don't miss a game. Then we'll change the narrative. But you taking hits on and trying to truck people, that ain't changing that narrative, bro. So stop. Get in right where you're supposed to be and be a careful quarterback, because that's what you are. You have to be. You have to be careful, bro. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Here's what's crazy. You know how many people are rooting for this man? Trust me. We should know how many people are rooting for him. Too many people rooting for him to not care and be reckless and try to take that stance. It's football. Stop. That does not make you look better. Too many people rooting for your success and you just putting all that at risk. I'm telling y'all, he keep that mentality, he done. He gonna be done sooner than later. I hope he changed that soon. Whew. TD, if you could put a wish list for us, who would be on it? I'd be honest with you. I don't really like the question because it's just, I mean, you're just, who would be on it? The best players in the league at every position. I mean, it is what it is. You know, the best players in the league at every position. That's a wish list. You know, I ain't got to go to details. Just the best players in the league. Jose Cruz said, TD, thank you for what you do for us Dolphins fans, brother. Salute to you, man. Thank y'all for what y'all do for me. I answered it for you, Lamar, man. We'll see. Lamar and them Ravens. Ingraven made a video yesterday, I believe. He said, this is the last chance for the Ravens to make Lamar happy. Basically getting them weapons. They ain't gonna do it. They never have, never will. They can come get Gesicki, but they never have, never will. 125 watching, only 12 likes. Do better, fam. Take a second and hit that like. I got 58 likes on my end. But yeah, man, do better. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Is it just me or is Lamar not worth the contract? So Lamar isn't worth the contract. But here's the thing. If you're in a win now mode and you can afford it, he's worth the contract. If you're just trying to get an immediate Super Bowl and you feel like you got the roster that's already put in place where you drop that cherry on top, then yeah, you take a shot. I take one Super Bowl, and if we can get one Super Bowl, I sacrifice 10 seasons of not making the playoffs at this point. You give me a Super Bowl, I'll sacrifice it all. So that's what Lamar is at this point. That's why, like, you know what? When you come to think about it, if the Ravens do pay him crazy money next year and they get a deal done, they the biggest idiots ever. See, how many times? See, I've been trying to preach this for 5 years now. Nobody been listening to me. Some people understand my logic. Some people like, no, you don't get rid of the top quarterback in the league. Has Russell Wilson not taught you nothing? And I've been using him as the main example before it even happened. I've been telling y'all 5 years ago about this Russell Wilson situation. I've been telling y'all 5 years ago about the Russell Wilson situation. Beware of these quarterbacks that come in the NFL with everything around them. Everything. Now, the only good thing for Lamar is the fact that he ain't had everything around him and he's still balling out. That's his value. Imagine if he had everything around him. Imagine if he had Tyreek Waddle and all these guys and with the running backs and stuff. That's the only intriguing part about it. He never had it and he's won an MVP. Imagine him with it. They've never put him in that situation. I respect that more than a Russell Wilson. Beware of these guys who come in the league with everything around them, y'all. Keep trying to tell y'all that. Wilson was working out on the plane in London last night. I heard, Cappy. For 4 hours of the 8-hour flight, he working out on the plane through the aisles and stuff. It still ain't equating. Still's not equating. At the end of the day, and Russell Wilson ain't a bad quarterback. I'm not trying to say that. Russell Wilson is actually a great quarterback. Let's get that straight now. I am not trying to, but Stop making it seem like put it like this. I'm arguing with people. After Russell Wilson's 5th year, he done went to Super Bowls, he done championship rounds. I'm like, Russell Wilson not elite. Oh, you a hater, bro. I can't believe you. The man already got a Super Bowl. The man already got this. He's not elite. He's not elite. Same thing I argue with y'all about Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not saying he's not elite, but I'm telling y'all, let's wait till next year to find out when the real money kick in. When that $50 million start to hit against the cap next year. Let's see what he look like, how that team function around him. Let's see if he go from the 13-win guy to the 11, 10, and 11 perennially, like Russell Wilson did. Russell Wilson rookie contract, 12 wins, 14 wins, 13 wins, 12 wins. Soon as he got that money, 10 wins, 11 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins, 10 wins, 10 wins. First round exit, first round exit, first round exit, first round exit. And I think Mahomes is that dude. But let me wait till next year. Will he? Right now, he's an elite quarterback, but will he go from elite to good or really good, or will he stay elite? Let's see next year. Russ ain't elite. He is an upper echelon quarterback. What he is really good. Y'all remember my scale. I told y'all I got to make a new one too. I'm gonna have to keep saying that and actually do it. If you ain't at a minimum really good, I don't see you winning a Super Bowl. Unless you got nothing but historic stuff around you. If you ain't at least really good, at a minimum, you're not winning a Super Bowl. That's where I'm at with it. Anyway, man, let's get back on track. Russell is done. You did call it, TD. I called it 4 years ago when I told them they stupid if they give him the deal. They gave him the deal. Then I said they be stupid to renegotiate the deal 4 years later. They read up the deal. Now they trading them because of what I said all this time was accurate. And what were people doing on these streams with me? Arguing with me, calling me an idiot. What you doing, dude? Let him go. Doggone right. I ain't wasting my time. I'm trading him as soon as I can and loading up on assets and trying to recreate. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I'm telling y'all. See here. Okay, I'm gonna say this. There is a part in the back of my soul, in my heart, right, that feels like Tua could have been the Russell Wilson. Tua could have been the Russell Wilson. What do I mean by that? Tua's the type of guy where if he had the Legion of Boom, he ain't got it. I mean, he got like a watered down version when we were at our best. Let's just be honest. Even with Byron and X and his defense in the 0, we ain't no freaking Legion of Boom. We like the great value version. If that. But you have the Legion of Boom and you have a running game like they had with Marshawn Lynch them. Tua could have been a Russell Wilson and actually win a Super Bowl, but you got to have that historic D and that historic run game. He could have. But the only problem is Tua's timing coming into this league screwed him because it was going to take him some time to even get to that level. Now, and I'm just talking about rookie Russell Wilson. Now that window closed. See, Russell came in day one with that opportunity. That window's closed for Tua now because by the time this team is operating at an optimum for a quarterback, which in my opinion is about 3 years from now, I got to explain that to y'all too. It's about 3 years from now. Tua's going to be getting money if he's still the guy. And all of that's done. And why do I say when this team is optimal in 3 years? Because no Dolphin fan has realized the circumstance that the Miami Dolphins have gone through, or the state that we're currently in. What a lot of people fail to realize is this was the year we were supposed to be competing for a rebuild, and the Super Bowl, and the rebuild was complete. This was the year, and let me tell y'all something. Moves like Tyreek, moves like Armstead and Connor Williams, I don't care if you like Flores or not, they were going to happen this year anyway. They were going to happen this year anyway. The only difference is it was supposed to be with a different quarterback. It was going to happen anyway. It was just supposed to be with a different quarterback. Miami would have gotten one of those 4 receivers that were all out there free on the market, whether it was Debo in a trade, Tyreek in a trade, and Adams. Miami was going to go get a top receiver to go with Waddle, with the Brady, with the Deshaun. That was going to happen anyway. I mean, y'all have lost your mind if you think that they only did that for Tua. They were going to go for broke anyway. It was going to happen. Because this was the year we were supposed to compete for a Super Bowl. The defense would have been complete, fine-tuned. Even though we didn't see the injuries coming, but they would have been fine-tuned. At least they would have hoped to have been, with the Byron situation threw a wrench in it. And they would have had a franchise quarterback with 2 top-flight receivers and a whole bunch of complementary pieces with a better O-line. The only difference I believe that happened, they stopped going all in when they realized they weren't getting it. They just said, let's go get a few of those pieces. But I'm telling you now, had all those things transpired, you would have had a different right tackle right now. You would have had a different left guard right now. You would have had everything. And this notion, this lying notion, Flo didn't want anybody good on the roster. Where did that come from? Just because he didn't want to tamper with Brady illegally, where in the heck did it come from that he didn't want talent on his roster? Who started? I know who started that narrative, but for y'all, who started that lying narrative? Where did it even come from? Where did you even hear it from? Nobody ever. This is just a lie that's been floating around. And since you heard it in a comment section or something, you believe it. Where in the heck did this narrative come from? That Flo didn't want no talent. If Flo was still here, we wouldn't have got Tyreek because he wouldn't have wanted him. If Flo was here, we wouldn't have got Armstead. Where? Where did this come from? Now you want to tell me he didn't like Tua and didn't and care less about his play on the field? I think he genuinely cared about Tua as a person, but he despised Tua as a professional NFL quarterback. A guy that take his job serious and work harder than everybody else on the team, and the true leader. I think he despised that, but Flores is a good guy. He's a respectable guy from a personal standpoint. But from a football standpoint, he despised Tua, in my opinion. But this whole notion that he didn't want any weapons made no sense. Come on, TD. Flo is old school, and the only thing I can say about Flo is he lost 7 straight games. That's my beef. So he lost 7 straight games. And Mike McDaniel already lost 3 straight. I mean, come on, bro. At the end of the day, 7 games. What did this man do right after that? Won 7 straight. Won 7 straight. But you think Flores would have lost 7 straight if he had Teron Armstead, Tyreek Hill with Waddle? You think he would have lost 7 straight if he had what this roster has now? Like, for real? Do you truly think he would have lost 7 straight? And come on, man. Did Brian Flores have to deal with Tua being out as long as he was with Mike McDaniel? He was out longer with Flores, right? And I'm only saying that because that's the excuse y'all use, is because Tua was out. The man wouldn't have lost those 7 straight with these weapons. Y'all stop. At the end of the day, you also need to come to recognize we were in a rebuild. They were locking down the defense. This year was supposed to be the offense year. Why is that so hard for people to understand? Flores' first year, we stripped the whole roster. There was nothing to do. They don't want no offense, no defense. Just strip it all. Second year, let's start building these young players on defense. Third year, let's go finish the defense. Fourth year, let's go all out on the offense. He didn't make it there. What do you it's a rebuild, y'all. We barely even drafted people on offense, but in the late rounds. It's a process. Y'all wanted Flores. I mean, if that's the case, then complain about Flores' rookie year. Oh, the gripe I got with Flores is that when he got rid of Tunsil and purged the roster, even though we didn't have no talent on the team, he didn't win enough games. I don't get it. So please tell me, what you think this team would look like if Mike McDaniel had the same offenses last year? If Mike McDaniel had the same team that Flores had last year, what will you think we would be? Man, we probably would have won 1 game this year so far. If it wasn't for Tyreek Hill blasting past blown coverage, we would have lost Baltimore. We sure would have lost against Buffalo. That roster last year put it right on this year. We might have not even beaten the Patriots. We might not have won a single game this year. Have y'all ever thought about it that way? Take last year's roster. Get Armstead out of here. Get Connor Williams out of here. Get Tyreek out of here. Get Mostert out of here. Get all these guys out of here and run the same team from last year this year. We might be 0-7. And the gripe I got with Mike McDaniel is he started 0-7. That's exactly what we might just be. If y'all can't recognize that talent is the reason why we've been winning games, the talent that we added, and don't forget, as much as people say, the reason why we lost because Tua wasn't playing, I could say the same thing about the reason why we've lost is because Armstead ain't been playing. We've had the worst O-line in the NFL in the last 3 weeks, with the exception of last weekend when Armstead came back. PFF, everybody told you this O-line was so horrible when Armstead was out. Worse than last year. And the crazy thing is, even with all of these weapons, the offense barely producing what they did last year anyway. But we didn't have as many injuries on the defense. TD, do you ever sleep? Yeah, I just got a little snooze. I just got some. I'm just saying, man, people need to we run away from context when it fits our narrative. We got to stop that mess. Running away from context when it fits our narrative. This was the year, regardless, they were going to go out and try to find some major acquisitions. They just thought that it would be with a franchise quarterback. So since it's with Tua, they still went and got some of the pieces, but they didn't go all out. Like I said, they out here bringing in cornerbacks that, okay, we got another cornerback. It ain't no big, they ain't doing what these other teams doing. They not doing what these other teams doing that love what they quarterback doing right now. Miami's sitting back still preparing for the future. And let me tell y'all something. Every team rebuilds every year, right? But low-key, we going through a rebuild again right now. See, we've abandoned the Flores rebuild. There was only one more year in the Flores rebuild, and that was this year to bring in all the offensive weapons, threats, all of that, right? We've officially abandoned that rebuild. And what y'all won't realize, just because we got talent on this roster, we're actually going through how do I say this? A shadow rebuild, like a ghost rebuild. Let me tell you why. Nobody would admit that we're in a new rebuild because of look at the talent we got. But let me tell you why we're in a rebuild. We're that don't look like one. We finna have to replace Byron Jones. X got 2 years left? Good. Armstead got 2 years? I want y'all to really go through the roster. Tight end position, we're gonna be looking to try to get better because Gesicki look like he ain't part of the future. Half our old line still trash. And once again, I just said Armstead is probably a 2-year guy. So that means you're going to be replacing at least 3 of your offensive linemen coming up soon. On top of that, you're going to have to pay Robert Hunt. You're going to have to pay Connor Williams because of his value is going up. On the defensive side of the ball, Ogbah's 2 years. It's time for we actually about to have to start investing in defensive ends because we don't have no dominant ones. And what did Mike McDaniel say? I'm going to get on Chris Greer every year to draft the defensive end every year. Not to mention, Christian Wilkins got to get his money coming up. Zach Zeeler's going to need a new deal eventually. You're gonna need a true nose tackle if Raekwon Davis don't get it together, which is crazy because you had so many nose tackles on this team that are playing so much better than Raekwon is, but you moved on from them twice, like 2 different nose tackles we've had in the last 7 years. One in New England right now. You know, your Godcharles out of the world and all of those people. In this one, in Raekwon, I'm sorry, he's a good talent, but ain't working out like that right now. Hopefully he turns the corner. You still ain't got a linebacker to save your life. I don't care that Jerome Baker putting his best grades on the field. Jerome Baker ain't worth what he getting. You still ain't got a linebacking core to save your life. So at the end of the day, and a lot of these rookies gonna need their money, by the way. They gonna need their money. Are you picking up Austin Jackson's 5th-year option? Absolutely not. Are you picking up? This is the kicker. This is the kicker. Are you picking up Noah Igbenogany's 5th-year option? Dang, hold on. It's hard to believe that Noah's been in the league that long. It don't seem like it, right? where is he coming up on his 4th year next year, and you got to decide if you're going to pick up his 5th year option. You're not picking up Austin Jackson's 5th year option. You're not picking up Noah Igbenogany's 5th year option. So what are we doing with Noah? If you ain't going to pick up Noah's 5th year option, what are we doing? Because he's the youngest player on the team. Remember, he's only 22. Yeah, but now you're in a precarious situation because you don't know what you got in a 22-year-old, because usually you'll be drafting him right now. Interesting. But y'all don't see it. We're in a low-key shadow rebuild. Y'all got all of these players that are on a 2-year deal thinking that, oh, no, we ain't in no rebuild. We ready now. You got a whole bunch of people that probably won't be here in 2 years. Listen to me. Armstead, they only got him for a 2-year stint. His contract may be 4, but the guaranteed money is for 2. And on top of it, he getting older and he always hurt. TD membership link is broken. Can you pin it? Oh, why is it broken? Whew. Do me a favor. You might have to just go to my homepage of my channel, because it should be a join at the beginning, at the bottom of the video. Don't go to the description. Then there should be a join on your screen if you're on a desktop. If you're on a phone or something, I'll have to figure it out. Give me a moment. I'll be doing it while I'm chatting it up. So, yeah, we do rebuild every year, but please understand, we're in a low-key situation where half of our roster is on a rookie deal. And when you got that many guys impacting your team, that means that many guys are going to need their money if they were good, and that many guys are going to need to be replaced if they were bad. So you expect to replace your free agents anyway, but we got too many young guys. So I think they'll figure out a way to, and then we're going through a transition. Say they do stick with Mike McDaniel long term for years and years and years. Mike McDaniel is getting us out of this defense, y'all. Within 2 years, we'll be running a 4-3. We'll be a zone-based team running a 4-3. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And let me tell you why. Because Mike McDaniel is not going to want to get in this situation again that he's in now. Right now, he knows the strength of this defense can't even be executed because one player ain't here. And it's frustrating for all parties, like he just said. The strength of this defense can't be executed because one player isn't here. This man ain't an idiot. He ain't trying to run no defense that relies on 1 or 2 guys. So trust me when I tell you, this defense is about to shift over the next few years to a 4-3 zone-based defense, just like in San Francisco. If he sticks around and stays around. We're going to have some good linebackers. We're going to have a good secondary, and we're going to have some good edge rushers. And they're going to put a lot of money on defense. A lot of money on defense. And they're going to see if they can make enough plays. And I'm telling y'all, Mike McDaniel ain't no fool. He could be playing this Tua card all he want right now. But when the rubber meet the road and he want that Super Bowl team, Mike McDaniel is the perfect type of guy that'll sit there and say, listen, I'm not paying Tua $30, $40 million. Trade him, get something for him, for whoever will, and I can make it work with Skylar. See, what y'all fail to realize is when Mike McDaniel came in, they said the quarterbacks, the coach is going to determine who the next quarterback is. And what did Mike McDaniel and what did Chris Greer say? Mike and his team looked at enough film and they determined they could win with Tua. Mike McDaniel feels like he's a genius coach. You don't think he feels he could win with Skylar? Ain't nobody say what he did versus the Jets. Do you think Mike McDaniel believes he could win with Skylar? Not whether he can or not. Do you think he believes he can? That's all that matters. He will sit there and groom his guy because Tua ain't his guy. He will groom his guy with Skylar as his pick. They picked Skylar. Mike McDaniel and his staff picked Skylar for a reason. And as long as he believes he could win with him, they will save the $30 million a year and pay Skylar 5 to 10. And he'll have an elite defense, just like San Francisco be having. And when you're paying a quarterback pennies and you got weapons around him and you could, run after the catch just like Debo and all those guys, I'm telling y'all, that's all he wants. It's what he knows. He'll duplicate that as soon as he can. Soon as he can. Skylar will never be a starter. Skylar just started the game. He was a starter already. However you want to slice it. Skylar Thompson was already a starter in this NFL. He started a game. He started an NFL game already. And you ain't got nobody to blame for that but Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa allowed Skylar Thompson to start an NFL game. So he was already a starter before in this league. How about that? If you want to talk in technicalities. Didn't last, injury prone. Same thing for Tua. Same thing for Tua. It never lasts. And looked like the best quarterback on this roster till he got hurt. Looked like the best quarterback on the roster till he got hurt. Don't worry. Y'all can sit here and live in denial all you want. Like I said, if Mike McDaniel feel he can win with Skylar, what sense does it make to pay a guy $30, $40 million when you can go ahead and deal with the one you got for $5 to $10 million? $5 to $10 million. I'm talking about a full season, not just until our QB returns. Monster Chill, Tua ain't never started full season. So he ain't a starter either. He ain't started full season. You know what I mean? You're actually digging a hole for your narrative. You're talking about a full season. 2 or 3 seasons now, he will not be the starter for the full season. It's official now. Now we got to wait to year 4 to see if he could be an official starter for a season. You're killing your narrative, bro. You're killing your narrative. Tua ain't never started full season because he can't. He can't. You said Skylar was trash. He was trash on that day. When he played the Jets, he was trash. Y'all make it seem like y'all be catching me in a lie or something. When Skylar played versus the Jets, I felt like he was trash. Regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what was around him, I don't use those excuses in real time. Now, as I sit back and I process, I do say to myself, well, let's see if he was in a better situation, how to go. But he was trash. He was trash. Have I not? Even though I say Josh Allen is trash all the time, right? And that's blasphemy, right? But Josh Allen has trash games. We see at least one of them every year. And I say Josh Allen trash. He was trash today. But does that change the narrative of who he is? I'm sorry if I'm not an absolute. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all, TD, you need to stop playing the fence. You need to stop flip-flopping. I'm not playing the fence, nor am I flip-flopping. I live for today. What are you today? What are you right now? What have you been all together? Some of y'all want me to keep the same stance. If Tua's trash, you need to say that every day for the rest of your life. Even if he comes out and he throws for 8,000 yards, 70 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, breaks every NFL record known to man, TD, don't play the fence. You need to still say he trash. What sense does that make? And if he does come out and play like an MVP for 5 years straight, and then the 6th year, he out there looking like a bum of all bums, nah, TD, you need to say he great. No, he playing like trash right now. Why is that so hard for people to accept? He is what he is in that moment. Last week you were high on him versus Buffalo. And in Cincinnati, now all of a sudden you down on him. Buffalo, he had a good game. Cincinnati, I didn't like what he was doing on the field. T. Rich said he wasn't trash Sunday. You know what? I'll be honest with you, T. Rich. He wasn't trash Sunday. He was recyclable. Is that fair? Is that better? He wasn't trash Sunday. He was recyclable. Oh, man, that's actually pretty spot on. He's recyclable. We can reuse him, and we'll get better next time. Oh, my gosh. But still wins. I'm telling y'all, that winning narrative is going to run out when he gone. Y'all going to learn. Why would they, man? He's a winner. Why would they? Because we ain't winning nothing in no playoffs. We can't even get there. That's why I'm telling you, at a bare minimum, we got to make the playoffs this year, man. We got to make the playoffs this year. Man, people make it seem like, oh, Tua's a winner, though. Man, Tua ain't winning these games. You think Tua was the reason why we won Sunday? Oh, my gosh. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Go look at Tua's wins, right? Like, y'all got to understand, the league average in scoring is like 21 points or something like that, okay? The league average in scoring is 21 points. You go look at all Tua wins and look at how many of them the defense held the other team to under 18. Literally, if you would take out the games where the defense held the team down to the under the average of the league, Tua would have a losing record. Tua has always been led by this defense. Always. Just like Herbert in his company, even though he's playing like trash right now, he's been held back by that defense. They even spent money this year on that defense, and they still 28th in the NFL right now. They still 28th in the NFL. But then you go to Herbert's win losses and the scores. Change all those scores to 18 points a game. Herbert would have a better record than Tua. Change all of Herbert games. Take all Tua games, his wins and his losses, put the score at 18. And then take all Herbert games, wins and losses, put the score at 18 for the other team. Herbert would have a better record than Tua. And Herbert playing like pure trash right now and would still have a – matter of fact, Herbert got the same record as Tua right now and playing like trash. Amazing what a difference Keenan Allen can do. They ain't making no difference. They still getting losses. They still taking L's, but they also still winning games. Tua a winner till the final game, then chokes. Man, it's, again, that narrative that he a winner, that's just people trying to pile on the win-loss stat. That's all that is. People trying to pile on the win-loss stat. That's it. That's all it is. How can so many people be so blind? Don't give up on Tua. I've given up on him once. Like, I forgot when it was, but I gave up on him once. Said, I'm done with Tua. I'm over him. I'm over this. I remember that. I forgot when it was, but it was, it was once I gave up, but I don't give up on Tua. The problem is, here's Tua's issue. He just ain't got consistency in his blood. He ain't got consistency in his blood. And these fans don't make it any better. If you look at what Tua just did on the field in that last game, that ain't franchise quarterback worthy. But then he'll come out here this week and maybe put up 350, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and absolutely look good. And here's the thing. He may absolutely look good, and this is why I evaluate the whole game. I don't care about Tua Tagovailoa throwing the ball in the zone. Just like I don't care about Herbert, Burrow, Brady, Mahomes, and all them throwing the wide open people in the zone. Just like Mahomes. Mahomes back to pass, throws it to Kelsey, sitting down in the zone. Like, all of that stuff don't matter to me. When I'm watching quarterbacks, what I'm evaluating are the big time throws. Because everybody just about eats in the zone. Everybody get all that good stuff in the zone, especially you got great receivers. I don't worry about that little easy crap. I watch games and I look for the big time throws, like the one Tua threw to Sherfield across the middle. Dangerous, but that's a big time throw. Tight coverage, man, following him, draped all over him, but the ball right where only his guy can get. I look for that all game. I look for that stuff. I don't care about the 300 yards in the zone. And if it is zone, I want to see cover 2 where the safety in the corner, you splitting them, and the guy catches it and it's bang, bang. Like, oh, that was money. Oh, that was money. That's what I look for. Because when the tough gets tough and the rough gets rough, you're going to need those plays. You can't be a quarterback that's only relying on the zone, because when they take that away, when they start man-to-manning, and all quarterbacks' numbers drop in man-to-man, but there's levels to this. You might be a 90% in the zone, but in man-to-man, you 40. And then that other quarterback is 60. 60 ain't good, but it's better than 40. That's why there's levels to this. Everybody's numbers drop in man-to-man, but not as much as others. Don't care nothing about all that easy crap. He got 500 yards today when 450 of them was in the zone. You did your job. Nothing wrong with that, but it tells me absolutely nothing when the rough gets rough, when you run into that Tennessee game, when you run into that Buffalo game when they healthy. That's what I want to see. How do you handle those moments when they ain't giving you these wide open windows, where every throw got to be perfect? Precision, right on the money. At some point later today, we're going to do part 2 of the film breakdown. We're going to do part 2 of the film. We already did the first half. We're going to do the second half of the film breakdown later today. And y'all going to see what I'm talking about. Tua has the highest QB rating in the league, buddy. Once again, see, this is a perfect example. I'm sure he does. Maybe you should go look at his rating in the zone versus man. And I have no idea. And I understand why people run zone against us more, because they scared of Tyreek them. But it's always that team that we ain't scared of them. We got the personnel. Let's go. It's always that team that slap you in the mouth. And Tua's played less games, so that helps his QBR. That's true too. The smaller the sample size, the easier it can be skewed. The easier it can be skewed. T. Rich said Tua changed the narrative, and I love it. He has. He actually has. But you know the problem with Tua, like the problem with Tua's changed narrative is this. Even for me, I said Tua this year, he has to be great in the intermediate. And I ain't gonna lie, I am shocked. He's been phenomenal in the intermediate, regardless of if it's zone, right? Because even in zone, he struggled in that area. But now, this year, even though it's a small sample size, but this year, he is actually balling in the intermediate. So you did what you needed to do, but the problem is now you're the worst in the NFL in the short game. 0 to 9 yard passes, he's the worst in the NFL. And I have no idea why that has happened. You went from being the best in the short range to one of the worst in the intermediate. Now you're one of the best in the intermediate, and you're one of the worst in the short range. And I'm not talking about because of the Chase Edmonds drop balls. Because even the adjusted is bad. I have no clue why. I'm telling TV, watch when the Samoan it went by fast. When Tua's Samoan Warriors period come out, it's game over. I hope so. I'm here. Y'all don't understand. I'm here for it. Whatever in him need to come out, I'm here for it. Y'all got me thinking it's Dragon Ball Z and he Gohan, where he got this hidden powers that he just it's hard for him to unleash. And he like, come on, bro, get it out. We waiting on you to be that dude. Tua can only throw one level at a time. He's been good in intermediate throws, but worse in short range throws. Shaking my head, inconsistent or non-consistent. Hopefully that changes though. Let me tell y'all, with the opponents we got coming up in the next 4 weeks, this is where he has to make his gains. Whatever number padding or stat padding or give himself cushion to absorb bad games, he got to do it in the next 4. In the next 4 game against these trash teams, he got to do it. He has to do it. He got to come out there 350 a game, 3 touchdowns a game, and that will give him cushion for what he's going to run through after that. When we play the Chargers, when we play San Francisco, when we play Buffalo again, all of them games. He need that cushion. These next 4 games, he need that cushion. He can't afford to go out there struggling in these next 4 games. And he got to clean up these turnover-worthy plays because soon they ain't going to be worthy. They're going to be turnovers. You can't expect for this type of fortune to last long. The whole world saw what we saw on Sunday night. Him and these ain't turn. And like I've always told y'all, Tua don't have no tip ball interception. The off the receiver hand interception. Hit as he threw and it wobbled interception. Like he just threw it right in your lap. Hey, I think you play for us. Oh, you didn't, but hey, you dropped the ball anyway. Like he don't have the mistake, like the clumsy bro, he just throw it straight to the guy. Just like Noah's interception. Just like Kenny Pickett to Noah. Threw it straight to Noah. He got to clean that mess up. And people, this is where I get mad at people because they be like, bro, you can't just be happy for the win. Like, we can't talk about the fact he got to clean it up, but they didn't happen. But God dog, you keep these characteristics up, they will happen. And they're going to happen in the biggest game that you may need to get in the playoffs, or it might even be in the playoffs. You got to clean it up. I'm just saying. So to answer that question, how can Tua win MVP? Tua got to go out here and throw for 350 every single game. Well, average 350 for the rest of the season. He got to average 3 touchdowns for the rest of the season. He can only average 0.75 interceptions. So that's pretty much less than an interception a game. So he need like 2 interceptions every 3 games. Max. So that's how and then we got to win every game and go to the playoffs. We got to go 13-3. Now he in the MVP conversation. We go 13-3. He throw for 350 on average for the rest of the season. Because how many games left? We did 7. So there's 10 more games. That's another 3,000 yards. How many yards Tua got right now? Yeah, that still ain't gonna get it done. Because his missed game screwed him. He can't win MVP. Ain't no chance. Never mind. Now, well, if he throw for 375 every game going forward for the rest of the season, and he throw for 4 touchdowns, just to get people like, whoa, in 1 interception a game, then we'll go to then he can be an MVP candidate. There you have it. I don't know where that question even came from about him and MVP, them 2 words being put together. But if he want to win MVP, that's all he need to do. He'll win Super Bowl MVP. Hey, I'm here, T-Rich, man. I'm here for it, bro. Come on, Tua. Go get that Super Bowl MVP. Please get that Super Bowl MVP. What? Super Bowl, man, come on. Because 9.99999 times out of 10, that means we won the Super Bowl. Tua is the greatest of all time. I don't care what nobody got to say. He can go out there and be a bum for the next 10 years. He's the GOAT to me because he gave me my first Super Bowl as a Dolphin. I can care less. I'm the biggest tourineur ever known to man, and we can fight over it. It's that simple. It's that simple. I don't care who get the Super Bowl. Let's just get it. I just don't believe it's him. But time will tell. Anyway, we're going to do the film review later. I'm about to get up out of here. This TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in this morning. Yeah, we're going to get the film. Make sure your notifications are on because we're going to do a film study maybe somewhere around noon or something. Maybe we can get one in. We'll do the second half of that last game. Anyway, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I am out.